Hey folks, you know what you came here for. Today, I'm gonna destroy Chris with facts and logic. Let's do this!
Oh, hello.
Right off the bat, nice style. Well done. Nicely polished. Well edited. So I think it's fair to say this review is, overall, it's a great work. It's, quite an achievement. It is well edited, funny, even hilarious at times. But let's do what you came here for, right?
You caught me reviewing Paper Computer Games Chronology, the official.
Okay, so first of all, let me just stop you right there. The book's title is very clearly not that. It's actually called Paper Computer Games, the Official Chronology. A fact you would know if you had turned your head to the side to see the book that is literally in your hands right now.
Now, I have to reluctantly commend Zach because overall, this is a historic and massive achievement.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, it's a good book. Now let me tell you everything wrong with it, right? I scoff in the face of your phony praise, your Trojan horses.
Page numbers. There's not a single page number in this entire volume. I mean, it's just a given with a book. Like, let's say that I'm talking to somebody and I say, hey, where's the entry on Molemen? The Molemen games, and they're like, oh, I found it. It's over here. It's on page. They can't tell me. There's no way to know. They have to count the pages, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so that's actually a fair criticism. I think you're right. The book does not have page numbers. The thing about it is, though, if I wanted to show somebody this criticism because it's so good, how would I find it? How would I show it to them? Because look at this video. Look at what you don't see. Yeah, that's right. Chapters. There's no chapters in the video. Let's say I wanted to find the section on where Chris criticizes me about the section with Molemen. How do you do it?
Or they have to tell me oh, well, you just have to flip past the middle, about the middle of the binding, and then just kind of.
Or you could use these section headers. You've got this handy Series 2 era section header. I could just say the Molemen game is 3 pages away from that. It's right there. It's not that hard.
Is that sometimes the entries will change voice, so it will switch to referring to the author as I or you, or sometimes they or them, just kind of jumping around.
Citation needed. Could you give some specific examples? Because no, seriously, I don't actually know. I don't doubt it. I mean, when I first saw this, I was like, yeah, probably the case. And I still am like that because the reason for that is this book has gone through multiple iterations. It's, I started writing this when I was 18 and then it's, it's been multiple re-edits since then. And yeah, the way I think has changed, the way I write has changed. And I wasn't careful to carefully, match the tone. I mean, I did the best I could, but it's going to happen. But yeah, you can't just just kind of vague post like that. You can't just, oh, you changed the tone. How? What do you mean? In what way was the tone changed?
the prose will kind of trail off in a strange way. Like one entry in a series will say to be continued at the end. But there's another entry for part 2 right below it. And then that one says to be continued. Well, it's not, because we have the entries.
Yeah, because the games were to be continued. It's not the entry that's to be continued. See, the entry summarizes the game, and the game is what's to be continued. In all seriousness, no, to be fair, I probably should have just gotten rid of the to be continued stuff entirely. Yeah, it is true that some of it is is holdovers from back when, before the first game was beaten, and I would put to be continued because, like, hey, we're going to find out later. But then, in a later edition of the book, I would just keep that old entry and add a new entry for the next game in the series. And I just, didn't think about it, part of the way I was able to get the book out was, so I guess that is the part where this is a fair criticism, is I was able to, sort of save effort by, like, not heavily changing what was already there. Like, I would go through and change things that were, like, incorrect or whatever, or that were no longer accurate, or, if something really needed changing, I would change it, but I wasn't gonna, like, rewrite the whole thing from scratch. So I did end up just keeping a lot of entries more or less the way they are. And yeah, I probably should have gotten rid of the to be continueds.
Now, sometimes when characters are introduced, their name is put in a bold font, right? Sometimes when a character is introduced, their name is in a underlined font. Sometimes when a character is introduced, their name is in a blue and underlined font.
See, if Chris had done his research here, he would have noticed that there's actually a pattern to how I've used bold and underlined words to introduce characters. And if you follow those clues...
Sometimes there's different bullet indentation styles on the same page.
Yeah, that example that he just showed, there's a good reason for it. It's because I'm responding to another bullet point. You see? Like, there's the regular bullet points, and then there's the further indented bullet points, which logically is a different style of bullet. Do you want it to be visually indistinguishable from the original bullets? Or would you want it to be easier to follow because, to set it apart and show, hey, this is responding to what I said before? I'm sorry. Was it bad grammar for me to make it easier to read?
Sometimes there's different bullet styles.
Okay, that was just a glitch. I don't know how that one happened. Like that, I remember, like, I could not get it to change back to the original kind of bullet. I eventually just gave up. I don't know what was going on with that. I was like, no. I turned off, like, I made it unbulleted and then rebulleted it. I do not know what was going on with that.
And here, these 2 dashes, that's not a real thing.
See, that was weird editing right there. Like, up to this point, the editing has been, like, spotless, but right there, he's talking about the dashes. So logically, the camera should, like, land on the dashes. But, like, look at the see here, he's showing the 2 dashes, but then as he keeps talking, the camera pans past the dashes. So look, there's no dashes. What are we looking at? You're talking about dashes, but I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about. I can't see it with my eyes. So I don't know.
The correct typographical style to use in this case is the M dash. Now, I wish I had an example of a correctly used M dash to illustrate my point. Oh, that's right. I do. Where? in this very book. What's up with that?
Maybe that's just how I roll, Chris. Maybe sometimes I like M dashes and sometimes I like 2 dashes.
What's up with this? I mean, there's no universe, PCG or otherwise, where your text just runs off into the alley of 2 images.
I'm not seeing the problem.
It's like you gotta get in there and try not to get mugged while you read it. It's a nightmare. Reading width is way too long, and your eye just goes like bing, 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 bing.
Yeah. Your eye goes on a fun adventure. It's okay. It's okay. Your eye will be okay, Chris. This is the PCG universe. If your eye gets in trouble, you can just save game.
One bullet point that describes the salient thing. And the salient thing in this case was that Harold Farzikin's nephew or grandson was in the game. Now, for that bullet, and that bullet alone, this is on an island in this entire book, that bullet's text was highlighted in yellow. What does that mean? Does that mean that's more significant than other things? Is that fact that Harold Farzikin's grandson's nephew's parrot was in that game? Is that more important than any other event in paper computer gaming history? Another clue is that in the description, the first letter of that description, a D as it happens to be, for Donna Sluice Weasel. That D, and only that D, is also highlighted in yellow. What's up with that?
I'd just like to say at this point in no uncertain terms that I stand by my decision to highlight. I regret nothing. I stand by the moral necessity of highlighting only the of highlighting only the D in Donna Sluice Weasel's name. Weasel. Donna Sluice Weasels. You know what else? I challenge you, Chris. I am calling you out. I dare you. I double dog dare you. I Zuvac dare you. I don't know what's a PCG. I squirrels the PCG dare you to go back and look at that section where I highlighted the text on just the one section and tell me that doesn't look cool. All right? Just no, don't even, just look at it. Look at it with your eyes, all right? I want you to look straight deep into that yellow and tell me, honestly, tell me that's not freaking, listen, I regret nothing. I stand by my decision, and furthermore, in future editions of that book, that D will remain yellow, and yeah, so that's right. That's right here, folks. Sorry about that. If you were hoping to buy this book and you were hoping to have that particular bullet point not be yellow, too bad, because there will never be an edition of this book without that particular bullet point being yellow.
These are all the grievous issues that I take with Paper Computer Games, the official Chronology 2022 edition.
Oh, so you can get the title right. Oh, so that was possible all along. I wonder then why you got it wrong in the first place. Suspicious, weird. In the very same review video about the title of a book you're literally holding in your hand.
But other than those typographical bizarrities, I think it's a fantastic book. Zach really outdid himself.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Listen, it's such a fantastic book that you made a video talking only about its typographical errors. Not a single word about the contents of the book. Yeah. All right. And you gotta, give us a little sugar to help the vinegar go down. All right. I see this little tactic going on here. I see you.
I mean, you just take a look. I mean, just incredible, right?
No, but seriously though, this was despite all my words of criticism, this was honestly a really good review. Here I am doing the same thing after I literally just accused Chris of. But yeah, this was a good review. It was honestly hilarious in watching it, in rewatching it for the sake of making this video. I cannot stop laughing. But yeah, I do seriously want to know Chris's thoughts about the contents of the book as well, if he has any. I don't know if that I mean, obviously he said, generally it's good, it's very, but like I want to see the nitty gritty, what are your thoughts about where things are placed in the timeline, or, oh, hey, I didn't know that this event happened before that event, or, whoa, I didn't know this about the PCG universe, or did you know it? I don't know. As you're going through and as Chris goes through and reads this book, is his mind just like a blank? It's just like yada, 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 yada. Oh, typographical error. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah. So, those are my final thoughts on this review. I do think I would like to see a follow-up. No, you know what? I challenge you. I am throwing down the gauntlet. I challenge you to give the Chris reaction to this vision of the PCG universe, which frankly, as far as I'm aware, Chris was never, aware of this much PCG universe history simultaneously. I don't know. Maybe it just went in one ear and out the other. Maybe it's too late for Chris to even do that. But anyway, yeah, this is my first response video, you guys. How'd I do? Let me know down in the comments who sucks more, me or Chris. I already know who you're gonna say. Don't even. Oh, dang it! You're going to anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching, and PCG later.